Hey, Brian King here. A conversation I've had a couple times with folks this week is around the conflict caused by the constant racing of thoughts in their mind. One Facebook friend likened it to having a tornado. And the way we got on that is I asked him, what is he focusing on today? And he said, well, a little bit of everything. Well, you and I both know about the myth of multitasking, that if you work on a little bit of everything, you make very little progress on a lot of things, and a lot of it doesn't matter. But if you focus on a few essential things and go real deep in those, you can accomplish a great deal in those things. Now, that lesson took me a long time to learn, but now that I've learned it, I'm a lot more efficient. But what do you do if you're not there yet? What if you are one of the creatives? You're an entrepreneur. You enjoy all of those bubbling ideas that come up in your mind. And this is something we've talked about before. And one thing that can be problematic, especially for people with ADHD, is that every thought seems like a piece of gold or a diamond. It's all exciting, it's all shiny. You want to act on every single thing, and you start 40 different things and you're taking furious notes, and you don't know which to focus on, so you focus on everything, and you end up exhausted with zero progress. And this also frustrates the people around you, the ones that need you to produce, your employer, your wife who gave you the honey-do list, and maybe you don't know which of the 40 things to do, so you end up doing nothing. You procrastinate, all because of this tornado between your ears. So how do you focus it? How do you see through the fog and the dust and the debris that's being kicked up because of this tornado? Well, the first thing you got to have is you got to have a purpose for your life. Now, I'm not talking about something spiritual, something elusive or abstract. I'm talking about something concrete that you want to create every single day. Now, when I thought about this, what drives me? Those who've been following me for a while know that being a dad is the most important thing in my life. And being a role model for my boys in terms of what's possible for them, what can they accomplish, regardless of their challenges, that's my number one job. So what is the primary outcome that I want to create in this world, that I want to model for my sons? And that outcome is, I want to bring more compassion to the world. And who cares if there's 7 billion people? Who cares if I might not be able to accomplish that in my lifetime? Trying is sure a heck of a lot better than doing nothing. Now, I suspect you're familiar with the starfish story. The person who comes along, a stranger, and there's all these starfish washed up on the beach, and one at a time he's throwing them back into the ocean. And the guy says, what are you doing that for? There's too many starfish. You can't throw them all back. What difference is it going to make? And the stranger said, well, it made a difference to that one. So my primary purpose when I wake up, my why, is to take specific action to create a more compassionate world for my sons. Okay, now back to the tornado in the brain. You've got all these ideas coming up. You've got all these thoughts. You don't know which ones to grab onto because they all seem so delicious. Well, you go back to your why. Of all of those thoughts, which ones are in support of creating a more compassionate world? Which one is going to allow me to take action on it sooner than later? Okay, that's the one I grab. The one that's going to produce greater progress sooner. Now, I'm not saying only grab for immediate gratification, because depending on how your life is, you're playing the long game. There are going to be certain thoughts that are going to take you a while to produce. But if they're in alignment with your why, guess what? You're going to have a better idea of what to do with those things. As opposed to, this is a shiny object. This idea sounds great, but I have none of the resources. I've made none of the connections. I have no idea how to create a plan around this. Okay, so you either discard that or throw it away completely. Because even though it's shiny and gold, if you can't use it, lose it. Because it's just going to be taking up space on your to-do list, and it's not in service of your why. You following me so far? So now the tornado is looking a little bit clearer because you're no longer looking at all of the debris, all of the dust. You're not taking inventory of everything that tornado contains. You're focusing on one thing. The one thing that you can take action on that's going to create more of the why that you woke up to the one thing that you look forward to creating every single day. And don't tell me that you have a very lengthy list, or don't tell me that you tried something like that and it didn't work. How long did you try it with your immediate gratification brain? Probably not very long. Or you didn't stick with it because it didn't work every time. That's your all or nothing thinking talking. A lot of perfectionists have that. It has to work perfectly every time, all the time, or it's no good. That's a whole lot of baloney. That does nothing but create anxiety, frustration, procrastination, and it does you no good. The goal here is to use something that's going to help you more often than not. That's going to help you close to 100%. But if you find something that's perfect, chances are you're in denial. Okay? So focus on developing a habit enough so that it becomes the primary way you do things. Yeah, there are going to be some exceptions. You're going to have some off days. That's what makes you human. So get back on the saddle and keep riding. Okay? So this is my suggestion to you. This is my strategy. Coming from somebody with a scatterbrain and the tornado myself, these are things that I discover over the years that help me and help my clients, because I'm absolutely committed to helping people with challenges to live their lives as fully as possible, regardless of what that challenge is. But I know I need to figure out how to do it first, or I have no business talking to you about how to do it for yourself. So take this, use it, let me know what your success is, and by all means, share this with somebody that you know can benefit from it as well. Until next time, this has been Brian. Take care.